Hi all, welcome back to the final whistle for the Championship predictions. Week 23 is this week's games. It's going to be the halfway point of the Championship as Coventry obviously will be topped by Christmas. Another manager sacking in the Championship today at Oxford. We're going to look back on week 22. Look how well we did do or didn't. And also, obviously, look ahead to week 23, the Boxing Day games. Hope everyone's well. It's the last Championship predictions before Christmas. So, yes, it's fantastic. And then we'll be obviously back after Christmas for week 24. So, yeah, keep your notifications on as we chat. Steve, how are we?
Yeah, can't complain. Here as always, which is good. At least, we decided to turn up this week, Jack. Unlike, somebody else who's not here tonight.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? I think Rich would say the same about you, Steve, but hey-ho.
Some of us are busy, all right?
Wishing you all a very Merry Christmas, yeah. Merry Christmas to everybody else who watches week in, week out. Have a great one with your families. Try not worry too much about the football. Just kind of enjoy time, It's that time of year. And I'm sure Steve will be doing the same with his wife and his cats, spending time with them over the festive period. Good evening. Merry Christmas to you all. Good evening, Jack, Steve, and everyone in the chat. Evening, Jack. Merry Christmas, everyone. Evening, Dalby. How are we? So, yeah, there's no Rich this week. Obviously, last week, we had Leon, who replaced Steve, but then the boys... we didn't get any replacements this week, so we've gone with just me and Steve. Rich does pass on his regards. He's still leading the Championship predictions at this minute in time. Steve, what is the scores on the doors then, mate? How good and how bad have we done before Christmas?
Well, you didn't do great, Jack. I'm not going to lie. It's another week now where, you failed to pick up a single point. But, that's just traditions for you, isn't it? Coming to December, it's a difficult period for everybody and very much... Sorry, my cat is... Hello. Can I help you? Sorry. Anyway, right. Yeah. So, Jack, you're on 21, same as last week. I am on 26. So I got one correct this week and Rich is on 28 because he also got one correct this week.
Lovely stuff.
So we're still pulling ahead. That's 5 points ahead of you now for me. It's not looking good.
Yeah, it's not looking good. Rich goes obviously into the Christmas period, top of the table, and he's led for the majority of weeks now, hasn't he, Steve? Rich, is he led from the first game of the season?
No, because at one point I was ahead of him, and then we then sort of fell back behind.
Oh, there we go. Everyone hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you haven't subscribed already. Please get down and do so. It helps out massively. We're 2 subscribers away from 5,500. So if you can hit that subscribe button, be appreciated. What's the like target, Steve? What should we set it as? I know Rich set it 55 last week. I think we reached 53. So we
see, you just don't get the same amount when I'm not on. It makes sense. So we'll say 55 again, and we'll get there. We'll get there. Rich
has gone out for dinner. That's where he's gone. He's left us for dinner duties. So
it's the season, though, isn't it? We're trying to work out when to do the next prediction show and the one after that, and it's just busy at the moment. This is the worst week of the year for people to do anything. So let him have his time off. He gets one a year.
Yeah, Steve had his last week, so Richard's got his this week. Next week, Rich and Steve can do it together, and then I'll just jog on and go and do whatever else.
That's never going to happen, Jack. You're never going to be away from here. You got a tight grip on it now. You're never letting go.
Yeah, got to pick up points somehow. Right, Steve. So last week, some of the scores to go through. Swansea 2, Wrexham 1. Some horrific goals. Was it Burgess scored the own goal for Swansea to put Wrexham ahead. Then, obviously, Wrexham did get back into the game. But then what the hell is the Wrexham keeper doing for this second goal? I mean, he punches the first time and then the defender goes to head it away, but then the keeper overcrowds him and then the keeper drops it. And then, Swansea have a tapping in the 90th minute.
Yeah, you'd be annoyed at that, wouldn't you? Especially because it's like a derby for them this season, the Welsh derby. And you don't expect your goalkeeper to come that far out and then fluff it and then get beaten again. So, yeah, not ideal for Wrexham, but it's still a point. Oh no, they lost, didn't they?
They lost 2-1.
Yeah, they lost 2-1. Yeah. Which I think gave Rich the point in that one, or somebody a point. It might have been me. Yeah, not great. Not great, but hey, they're still mid-table. They're still quite a distance away from the relegation zone. As long as they stay up this year, I think they're quite happy. So,
I'd say so. That keeper won't want to go and watch that again. He's been learning off Danny Ward, hasn't he? To be honest,
he must. Yeah. Well, to be fair, we've seen plenty of goalkeepers this season, sort of learning from Danny Ward. We've got one ourselves, so
can't have it both ways. When another door closes, another one opens. Blackburn 2, Millwall 0. I think we all went for Millwall last week. Preston 1, Norwich 1. Norwich, they were so close. They were seconds away from getting all 3 points at Deepdale. But then in the 98th minute, Preston, they got a Christmas gift, didn't they, through Keane. 96th minute, to be a matter of a fact. Southampton 1, Coventry 1. Interesting draw, that one, wasn't it, Steve? 10 men Coventry held out to get a point. Southampton could have had a couple of goals. It's always a tricky one to call, isn't it? Obviously, Southampton done well at home. Coventry doing well in the league. But it's a big point for Coventry to maintain their real good sort of run at the top of the table.
Yeah, 100%. If you look at the momentum map, it looks like all Coventry in the first half, and the red card happens, and it's just all Southampton. So, well done to Coventry for holding on. I know we had Leon last week, and no doubt he was sort of glazing Coventry all game. All show. It's fine. But fair play. A point against one of your sort of promotion rivals, especially because it keeps you top at Christmas by a long way. Every point is at this point, if you get more than 2 points a game on average, you get promoted, and they're still doing that. So fair play.
Ray, QPR are your daddy, are they? I didn't realise my dad would call QPR. Steve, anything you want to tell us, mate?
No, not my daddy. I mean, Leicester's daddy for sure, but not my daddy.
We see what you mean.
Ray, we'll get on to Leicester QPR, don't we? We'll get on to that.
We will get on to it, Roy. Don't you worry, mate. We are in safe hands with that one, even though we don't want to talk about it. Bristol City 2, Middlesbrough 0. A bit of a slip for Borough. One of the Bristol City players, I think it's Jacobson, always loves a goal against Borough. Bristol City, they're quite good at home, aren't they? They're a solid team. Charlton picked up a big win over Oxford. A good goal by Charlie Kelman, who's banged in the goal. A much-needed win, though, Steve, for Charlton after all these defeats that they've had. But then that, obviously, for Oxford, the sacking of Gary Rowett.
Yeah, which I think we've been saying for a little while that, that considering they're third from bottom on 19 points, a win will take them out of the relegation zone. They're roughly where you'd expect them to be. Am I surprised that they've sacked Gary Rowett? Not really, because of the rumblings from the fans. A lot of them seem to be saying, he's not good enough. We need to get a better manager in. I don't know where their ceiling is. Is it battling against relegation and potentially staying up on the last day? Possibly. Or is it, going down? But look, Oxford, unfortunately for them, they are probably the smallest club in this division when it comes to money. And they're doing all right, considering that, they're not languishing at the bottom, are they? So, look, they'll bring somebody else in and no doubt pick up a few points. And I guess they've just got to make sure that they're still in with a shout come sort of 3 or 4 games before the end of the season, which is where most people want to be, isn't it? So.
Well, Oxford fans, they're very critical of Gary Rowett, the way he picked their worst players rather than their best players they have to offer, to be honest. And that frustrates fans the most, that you always want the best team to go and be putting out to get these points. And obviously Oxford are quite good at home. They do pick points up every now and then, especially against the bigger sides in the Championship, your Leicesters, your Ipswiches, your Middlesbroughs, Coventry's. They've picked up some big, massive points. So Derby drew with Portsmouth. Hull City beat West Brom. Ollie McBurney again on the score sheet as Hull have now climbed to 4th in the table. West Brom's deja vu's away from home remain to be going on, Steve.
Yeah, they're not great away from home, are they? You know, they are a side that, you know, I don't think they'll get relegated, but their form isn't great, and it hasn't been great for a very long time. And you know, they still got a manager that they don't like with Ryan Mason. I still think he'll get sacked at some point, but they just like they win, they lose, they draw, they win, they lose, they win, they draw. That like it's not ideal, but especially for a team that probably wants to be in the playoffs or there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
But I just think this year that, I mean, look, they're only 7 points from the playoffs, so it's not out of the question they can go on a run and push themselves up the table. But yeah, you need a bit of form, and I don't think they're very good at sort of being consistent.
Talking about a side who ain't really consistent sometimes, Ipswich. They won 3-1 against Sheffield Wednesday. Kipre, Philogene, Jack Clark. A much-needed response from Ipswich, Steve, after that 3-1 clanger against Leicester. But they responded and got 3-1 themselves at Portman Road.
Yeah, and another good result for them, keeping them sort of pushed up the table. They're in 3rd place now. They're only 11 points away from Coventry for Ipswich. Yeah. So, you know, and I think they play each other in a couple of weeks, don't they? Or next week, or sometime soon anyway. Is it this week?
Let me have a look. So
no, they play
Coventry on the 29th of December, Monday.
Yeah, so if they win that, you know, they could be well within sort of spitting distance of Coventry and definitely Middlesbrough. So, yeah, this is where they'll pick up the form, and hopefully they'll push on. It's just weird that they lost to Leicester in that time. Let's be honest. You know, that's the anomaly there, isn't it?
Well, there we go. You see, that run at the King Power Stadium for Ipswich don't seem to be getting any better anytime soon. They haven't won for a very long time at Leicester. 2002 was the last time Ipswich won at Leicester, Boxing Day.
Yeah, and Rich, just so you know, me and Jack are going to whip together the sort of £7 to get the mug for you and send the Abdul mug down for you for Christmas. So look forward to receiving that.
We'll use our Fox's reward points.
Yeah. We'll get him the T-shirt as well, actually.
Just after dinner tonight, Nigel. You have a great Christmas and a New Year. Well,
right.
Rich,
I'm just going to take my soup off the hob. I'm cooking, so give me a sec.
Yeah, all right, no worries. Can't wait. Well, I hope you ain't watching us behind a flower vase, Rich. You know, taking the missus out and watching us two at the same time. It don't look good, mate, when you're taking an eye off the ball. But there we go. Right, Steve, you're back for good contention for this one. Right, you know where we're going next. We're going to Loftus Road. QPR 4, Leicester City 1, and my head were on Mars, Steve, at Loftus Road at the weekend. 4-0 down at half-time, Steve. It's the 3rd time within 30-odd days Leicester City have been 3+ goals down at half-time. 4 to QPR, 3 to Southampton, and 3 to Sheffield United. An absolute embarrassment Leicester were at Loftus Road. Obviously, you didn't go, Steve. I basically carried the torch for us at Loftus Road. But yeah, it weren't a pretty first half. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, it was a joke, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
Oh yeah.
It's an embarrassment. Look, I've been quite sort of uncaring about this result, mainly because, like, why would you want to get yourself so pissed off about it, you know? And then if you'd have seen me on Chris's show last night, you'd have seen me just being like, up until Chris mentioned that we didn't make a sub until the 63rd minute. And it reminded me that I lost my fucking shit about that. Because imagine you're 4-0 down at half time, and then you think, I'm just going to send the players out again second half and see what they can do. Now, I'd have taken all 5, make the 5 subs, take everyone off. I couldn't give it, honestly, it pissed me off. And you bring on a defensive midfielder and Ramsey. Yeah, I don't know. It's a joke, but that's Leicester. You can't, I guess you can't make an omelette without smashing up the kitchen, chucking the eggs in the bin, and then picking them back out again once they've been cracked, and that's the Leicester way of doing it. Bullshit. It's bullshit, Jack. It's absolute bullshit.
Well, we got our just desserts, should we call it? We were absolutely crap. Mistake after mistake in defence. The amount of times we put ourselves under pressure and let QPR keep whipping that ball in and getting absolutely rinsed. The fullbacks got absolutely rinsed. Luke Thomas, oh my God. Ricardo, that's the worst game I've seen him play in a Leicester City shirt, I'd say, the weekend. And then Vestergaard's bickering with Stolarczyk, and then nothing up front going forward. Abdul weren't in the game at all. Mavadide didn't track back. He just lets everyone run it, Luke Thomas. But they absolutely peppered us, QPR. We knew they were always a good side at home. But my God, they turned out like prime Barcelona and they absolutely battered it. It's like they had bloody Ronaldo up front and Xavi in the midfield and Eto'o and bloody all them bloody man against Leicester, and we just couldn't deal with it. And we conceded the first goal in 2 minutes. Some horrendous defending, basic defending. We just absolutely shit ourselves, basically. That's all I'd call it. But it's no surprise that we keep getting these battering, Steve. That it's the squad mentality. You look at the report, the Loftus report put out today from a QPR perspective about Leicester. It's bad when people like that are viewing us from an opposition view and speaking about how the fans see Leicester from an opposition view, and Leicester fans think the same. But then, it's all PR and marketing bollocks that come out about trying to paper over the cracks and that. And, how many times can you put paper over the cracks until it obviously falls through?
Yeah, I saw that there are some people being like, well, why the fuck are you clapping these players? I don't think that's an issue. Look, for me, you pay your money, you can do what you like at the end of the day. If you want to clap, by all means clap. I mean, look, you're a bit deluded, but then that's fine. You go and clap if you want to clap. If you want to boo, you can boo. If you want to leave or stay, do whatever. For me, the ire should be aimed directly at the squad and the manager and the club. Because, I put out a tweet the other day where it's a cycle, isn't it? We appoint a manager out of his depth. We give him a squad of players that don't want to be here and a bunch of gutless cunts. We put in awful performances, then we sack the manager. And he just rinse and repeat. That's what's
happening.
This club is so on its arse that
we've had a fall off from grace.
We have significantly, and it gets to the point where you don't really want to go to games. I don't know if I'm going on Boxing Day, but that's only because I'm seeing some friends. I don't know if I can be arsed though. Like I'm going on the Derby game because I've got nothing else to do, and I'm going to the Sheffield United away game, but I don't know why I'm going. Honestly, I honestly could not tell you why, and it's just so depressing being in a situation where 10 years ago we were top at Christmas.
Yeah, Everton away, wasn't it? That win 3-2.
Top at Christmas Day, and not that long ago we were second. We were top at Christmas again, or were we second again? Like 6 or 7 years ago, we were either first or second behind Liverpool. I think we were second. And then fast forward 10 years, and I know 10 years is a long time in football, and I know things change. But even if you fast forward 5 years from winning the FA Cup, nobody would expect us to be in a worse place now than when they took over the club. We're in a worse league position from when they took over 10 years ago, and that's a disgrace. And the ownership, top, he doesn't care. He doesn't. I don't think he cares. I don't think he's not that bothered anymore. He wants to get close to the fans. Well, don't fuck off and do polo then. This is the worst pot in our history, and you're off. Everyone has their own things. You can go play polo if you want to, whatever. But just take a step back and look at where we are.
It's 15 years since they took over, by the way, and we've done a full circle basically. We're now at the lowest in the Championship since 2010. That basically sums how far we've fallen as a club. And the Loftus Road reporter bloke who was reporting it from a fan's perspective, he's hit nail on the head with everything he said in that report, which we'll obviously cover a little bit in the match preview later on. But moving away from Leicester City, Sheffield United 3, Birmingham City 0. Birmingham's awful away form carries on. Watford 1, Stoke City 0. I mean, that probably could have gone either way, to be fair. I think Stoke had a goal ruled out in that one. And, yeah, Watford now 4 unbeaten after this game. So, yeah,
doesn't that fill you with confidence, Jack? Doesn't that fill you with confidence for the weekend?
But it does, mate. I'm telling you. Woo! Fantastic. Things were worse 18 years ago. But
it doesn't matter. Look, okay.
That's
this whole sort of we're in League One.
2007.
Well, that's it. Like people say we're in League One.
I remember them days. Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were in League One not that long ago. Well, it doesn't matter. We had success. We were in a situation where we were the enviers of most clubs in the country that weren't the big six. We were the club to look up to. And now we're a laughing stock.
And now we're not where other clubs have basically moved ahead a little bit. I'm not saying won trophies, but they're doing things that we should have been carrying on doing. The Bournemouths, the Brightons, the teams like that. They've adapted, looked at the blueprint, and carried on doing what they're doing. That's what Leicester should have been doing, but Leicester's took their eye off the ball and gone down a completely different path. And it's got us where it's got us, and that's it. We'd sum it up. Tommy. Merry Christmas, mate. Tommy, sorry. Tommy.
You know what pisses me off more, Jack? There's two things that piss me off. First of all, Abdul Fattah will be fucking putting out Instagram posts about we'll go and get fuck off, mate. Just take your phone off him. Don't let him post anymore.
They say the same thing every game. It's like the managers, same post-match. Every time we lose or draw it, the manager always says the same thing. I feel sorry for the fans. I want to win for the fans. Just stop talking about it.
And then they posted on the Twitter account today. It's like we want a good performance in front of our fans, and always say a good team will always react. So that's our target, to have a good game.
You know what, the Corners a good team this season. I'd beg a differ on that, to be honest. I think we're the most inconsistent team. I mean, you look at Sheffield Wednesday. You'd expect Sheffield Wednesday to be in a poor position with the squad and that they've got injuries, whatever. But Leicester's. You look at Leicester and you just think, that squad should be doing a lot better. But there we go. You need real hustle, then higher up the pyramid you go. Has Marty got that? Well, I wouldn't say he's a hustler, mate. Can he hustle points off teams, or does he get out fought more times than not? I think the second part of my question is what it is. But let's get on to the predictions. Week 23, everyone get involved. The first one we're going to is Birmingham City at home versus Derby County, the 12:30 kickoff at St Andrews. Birmingham's won 1 of the last 5. Derby are unbeaten in 3 since losing to Leicester. It's 14th versus 12th. Birmingham haven't kept a clean sheet in the last 8 games. A win would see Birmingham leapfrog Derby in this one. I've got this one, Birmingham 2, Derby 1. Rich has got this one as Birmingham 2, Derby 1. What have you got, Steve?
That's a triple. Birmingham 2, Derby 1.
Desmond, 2-2. Yeah, 2-2. Yeah, they drew with Charlton, didn't they? Was it the last home game they played Birmingham? Yeah, I think it was. Right.
Typical that we all went for the same one there.
I'll tell you what's crazy. Do you know what? It's hard to call Birmingham sometimes. They can absolutely bloody storm teams at home, and then it's just mad. They're so unpredictable, and then Chris Davis is under pressure as well. There's been little rumours about Michael Carrick and that floating about. What do you think, Steve? If he doesn't get anything out of this game against Derby, then do you think he will get the chop, or How do you sort of see it? Because he has been under pressure this season before, of course he has, regarding results and that. But is this a key sort of period now for him to really say, you know what, I am the man to take this team forward for the rest of the season? Or what do you think?
Well, they've lost 3 in the last 5. So, if they lose again, that's 4 defeats in the last 5 games. That's not good form for a team that wants to be up there. And I can imagine they'll spend money in January as well. So, yeah, he might be under pressure. I won't be surprised. But also, you have to bear in mind that they're only 6 points off the playoffs. These things are taken into consideration that, Leicester are only 4 points off the playoffs. It's crazy to say we've been that bad. But, it only takes them to win sort of 3 or 4 in a row and they'll be right up there anyway. So I think they'll be fine until January at least.
Planet Earth, I agree. He paid his way to be here and I don't think we can afford to sack him. That's the only reason I can think of why he's still in it, why he's still here. Don't forget, a few weeks ago, the owner said, if you think we'll sack the manager, you are deluded. Was that Birmingham's owner, by the way? It might have been.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Birmingham owner, wasn't it? That's not, well, I wouldn't really call bloody fans deluded because that would piss them off. There we go. Right, Millwall taking on Ipswich Town. Millwall are quite good at home, aren't they, Steve? I know they lost recently to Hull. This one's the 1 o'clock kickoff. Millwall and Ipswich have not finished 0-0 in their last 12 meetings. Millwall lost one of their last 3 home matches, conceding 3 goals. Ipswich have scored 9 goals in their last 5 games. Marcelino Nunes has created the most big chances for Ipswich this season with 7. George Hurst is injured in this one. 6th versus 3rd, both are up in the top 6. The Den is not an easy place to go for any team. But how do you think this one goes, Steve, between Millwall and Ipswich?
I've gone for a Desmond. I've gone for a 2-2. I think it'll be a decent game. Yeah. But we know the Den is a difficult place to go because we always shit our pants when we go there. And I think Ipswich are finally coming into that form that they wanted to be in. So, 2-2.
2-2 draw. Nigel's gone 2-1. Wouldn't surprise me if Millwall won this one 2-1. It depends which Ipswich side you're going to get. Is it the Leicester Ipswich, where they lost 3-1, or they're going to be the 3-1 that beat Sheffield Wednesday? Is it going to be that Ipswich? Ipswich are very much hot and cold, but I've got them winning 2-0 in this one. Rich has gone 2-0 to Ipswich as well. He's back town, which every game in the bloody championship's difficult to call.
Did you say 2-1 for you?
2-0 for both of us.
Are you copying Rich again? God.
Well, no, he copied me actually. Right, Coventry taking on Swansea. Battle of the Cities at the CBS. Let's have a look at last time these two played each other at the CBS. Swansea won 2-1. In the last 12 meetings, home and away between these two sides, Coventry have won once, drawn 5 and lost 6 against Swansea. They haven't got a great record at all, Coventry, in this one, but they are the league leaders. They are doing well in this one, Steve. But how do you see this one going? Because Swansea, a good win at home, but then their away form's not good at all. Coventry are first at home this season with ranking regarding clean sheets. They're averaging 2.4 goals a match at home. Have won 20 points from their last 10 league matches. Scored in all 7 home league matches this season, averaging 2.6 goals per match. Swansea have scored 8 goals in their last 5 matches, outscoring Coventry 6 in the same span. How does this one go?
I've got Coventry winning 3-0. Fairly confident that they'll just blow them out the water because they're a good side, and they're well marshalled. So quite an easy 3-0 win for Coventry against Swansea.
Folly's gone for that 3-1. Nigel's gone 3-1. 4-0 Cov. 4-1 Planet Earth. I've got this one at Coventry 3, Swansea 1. I've got 3-1. And Richard's got Coventry 2, Swansea 0. So that is that one. Next one, Steve. Leicester City versus Watford. Poor. Do you want some stats out of this one? Well, here we go. So Leicester, I mean, we've won our last 2 games out of the last 5. Watford are unbeaten in 4 going into this. Leicester haven't kept a clean sheet in 16 matches despite winning 5 straight against Watford. They've won all previous 5 meetings with the Hornets, unbeaten in 7 with Watford and Leicester, winning 6, drawing 1, scored 11 goals in their last 5. Watford winless in 7 meetings with Leicester. Imran loser. He's created big chances for the Hornets. And Watford, 4 games unbeaten, sit 10th, going away to Leicester. Leicester sit 13th. Will Leicester be given the Boxing Day blues? Or can Leicester outfight the Hornets?
Well, I've gone for it. It's a 2-1. We always go for 2-1 with Watford, no matter who they're playing. Yeah. I'm backing Leicester 2-1, but it could easily be the other way around.
3-2 Watford, 3-1 Leicester, 2-1, 3-2. I've got Leicester winning 2-1. And wow. Rich has got Leicester winning 2-1.
Hang on, you said they were going to draw before we started.
Well, I was actually changing things up. So
wow. You know, you've copied Rich 3 times already out of 4.
That's all right. You know, there's obviously other games where you can't copy each other. So hopefully the next one's the same. Right, Middlesbrough taking on Blackburn. Blackburn and Middlesbrough's bogey team, right? I don't believe Middlesbrough's beat them since 2012? Let me have a look. Yeah, the last time Middlesbrough beat Blackburn was 2012 in at home. 2012, sorry. Not away, at home. So they haven't beat Middlesbrough. They haven't beat Blackburn at home since 2012. Will that voodoo be unbroken, Steve, in this one? How have you got this one, mate, at the Riverside?
I've gone for a 2-0 Middlesbrough win. I think that they're going to push on now. You lose your manager, and this is probably the best time to come into a team, isn't it? So they're pushing on. I know they lost against Bristol City, but Bristol, you're a good side, especially at home. So yeah, a 2-0 win for Middlesbrough.
I've got 2-1 to Borough at home. Rich has got 2-0 Middlesbrough.
Oh, Rich is copying me now, bloody hell.
Well, I think he's got a couple of what you've got so far, Steve.
Not as many as you have, though, with him.
Well, there we go. I've got 4, but I think you 2 have got about 2, maybe 3 now. Guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. What was the like target, Steve, for this?
55.
55. So everyone who's in, hit the like button. Middlesbrough 3-0, Watford 3-0. Oh, is it, Dean? Is that 3-0 at half time to Watford or what? Or was that the end result? I don't know if you can halves, mate. Or right, Norwich taking on Charlton. Good win for Charlton last weekend. Norwich. Yeah, they just dropped points in the last few minutes of the game. What is this one? So we've got 23rd versus 17th. Charlton have won 1 in their last 5, and so have Norwich. But Norwich are unbeaten in 3 going into this game. They picked up 2 draws and 1 win. How do you think this one goes, Steve, at Carrow Road?
I've gone for a 1-1 draw. I think Sargent will score.
Oh,
but Charlton will peg them back.
Lovely. Better not ask if it's definitely rude in a mask. 2-2, 1-1, 2-1, 0-0. Beat QPR, beat Saints, last 2 home games. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Nigel, you're in high spirits, mate. You've managed to get yourself in high spirits now, Nigel, after all these wins you picked up, mate. I know you was a bit doom and gloom before, mate, when you were coming on here talking about Norwich and everyone battering you in the league and peppering you every week. And now you've managed to find some form under Philip Clement. I've got this one, Norwich 2, Charlton 0. Rich has got Norwich 2, Charlton 1. Interesting. But there we go. On to the Kazam. Managerless Oxford take on Southampton. Oxford have picked up some big points at home this season. Do you think this will be the same, Steve? Another parachute payment side goes to the Kazam. They've picked up 4 points against the parachute payment side so far this season. How do you think Oxford respond in this one? They sit 22nd and Southampton sit 11th. Southampton have won 19 points from their last 9 matches since Tonda Eckert took over in charge since November the 5th. Adam Armstrong is the Championship's top scorer with 11. Oxford haven't kept a clean sheet in 12, but Southampton have scored 10 in the last 5 matches despite keeping 0 clean sheets. Will this be a both teams to score? And can Oxford spring a surprise on Southampton?
I think both teams will score. I've gone for a 3-1 Southampton win. I think Oxford will do well with, they'll get that new manager bounce, they'll caretaker manager bounce. But yeah, 3-1 Southampton.
3-1 Saints. Saints go marching out of Oxford with 3 points. Rich has got 3-1 Southampton. Not well. And I've got Southampton winning 2-0.
2-0. Interesting.
Have Oxford secured relegation? I wouldn't say so. There's always many points to play for, and obviously they have got probably the lowest budget in the league. But it's difficult when you have, and then other teams can spend a lot more than you can. Home form's key for Oxford, and it's who next after Gary Rowett. Next one, Portsmouth taking on QPR. Pompey, they're good at home. Messinio, I think he's another one under pressure, isn't he, Steve? When we talk about managers. Queen's Park Rangers, though, they're flying. They are absolutely flying. They are banging in goals like it's no one's business, Queen's Park Rangers. They have won 3 of their last 5, and they've all been at home. But in the last 2 away games, they've had back-to-back 3-1 defeats. Portsmouth's last home game, they won 2-1 against Blackburn, 21st versus 7th. How do you see this one going, Steve, at Fratton Park?
I'm actually going to copy Nigel in the chat, and I'm going to go 2-1 to QPR.
2-1 QPR. 3-1 QPR. 1-1. Pompey 1, QPR 2. 2-1 QPR. I've got Portsmouth 1, QPR 2, and Richard's got 1-1.
Are you copying me again?
Richard's gone for a bloody draw. Right, Sheffield Wednesday taking on Hull. I mean, Sheffield Wednesday got quite a few injuries, haven't they? Which obviously doesn't help. Hull, everyone seems to be getting mauled by the Tigers in this one. And for me, I think this goes one way at Hillsborough. Hull, they're in fantastic form. 4 wins out of the last 5. They sit 4th. And they're doing quite well away from home. They've won 3 of their last 5 away matches, including victories at Millwall and Stoke. And I think this carries on in this one. Sorry, Sheffield Wednesday fans, but I think Hull are winning 3-0. And Rich has got Wednesday 0, Hull City 3. So we've both gone 3-0 in this one.
I've gone 3-1.
3-1. I think you was the only one last week who said Sheffield Wednesday would score against Ipswich, Steve. 3-1. We haven't won an away game on Boxing Day since 1967. Bloody hell. I mean, I thought Leicester's won 5 away games in 25, Steve, if memory serves me correctly with the stats. We don't have a great away Boxing Day bloody record either. I think the last time we won on Boxing Day was 2018. Man City at home.
God, depressing, isn't it?
Records there to be broken. Hello, Dave. Hello. Right. Next one is Stoke versus Preston. I think this goes either way, to be honest. For me, this is 1-0 either way. But I'm going to go for Stoke to win 1-0 at home to Preston. Steve, what you got, mate?
I've gone for a Desmond. 2-2.
You've gone for a 2-2 draw. Rich has got 1-1 for these two. He's gone for a draw. 2-2, 2-2, 2-0 Preston, 1-1. Nigel's gone 1-1. I mean, Nigel gets quite a few of the results correct.
Maybe he should replace Rich.
He should, shouldn't he? You know? Rich, if you're watching this, go and message Steve. Right, West Brom take on Bristol City at the Hawthorns. Ryan Mason. See, West Brom do quite well at home. I think when did they last lose away at? When did they last lose at the Hawthorns? It must have been a while ago. Their last defeat at the Hawthorns was the 13th of September. So they're 3.5 months unbeaten at the Hawthorns. And I think this one ends up in a 1-1 1-1 draw. I've got 1-1.
What did Rich go for?
1-1.
1-1. I've gone 1-0 West Brom.
Lovely stuff.
Make sure I don't copy you guys. So if I pick up points, then I get ahead of you.
Same to you, Dave. Big up, Dave, the QPR fan. I think it's QPR forever. Hello, Dave. 2-0. 2-1 Bristol. 1-0. 2-0 West Brom. 3-0 Bristol City. Whew. I tell you what, I think that would get him the sack, to be honest. The last but not least, at the racecourse, Wrexham take on Sheffield United. Oh, this one be an interesting one because it's the 5:30. Where do these two sit in the table? So Wrexham sit 15th, Sheffield United sit 18th. 2 points between these two sides in the table. Wrexham at home, quite well at home, well drilled at home, and I think that's what's going to keep them up the home form. The last two home games they have been in, they've drew. Sheffield United's in their last away game was against West Brom. They lost 2-0, but they responded well against Birmingham. But Wrexham haven't won in 5 matches, drawing 3, losing 2. And Sheffield United have scored 11 goals in their last 5 matches, including 2 3-0 wins. What do you reckon, Steve, in this one?
Nigel needs to stop copying me. Has he got some sort of link to my, predictions sort of numbers? Because I've gone for a 2-2 as well. He's spying on me, Jack. He's spying on me.
Well, I've got Wrexham 1, Sheffield United 2. And Rich has got Wrexham 1, Sheffield United 2.
Bloody hell. Right, hang on. Let me check see how many guys you've copied each other. 2, 3,
7,
4, 5, 6 times.
6 times. So that's all for the fixtures then.
Ridiculous.
Madness. There we go. Right. That's the predictions finished. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. It is the last championship predictions before Christmas. So everyone have a great Christmas, by the way. Go and enjoy. Spend time with your loved ones. We will be back with the championship predictions on Sunday.
Yeah, so I'm just checking to see if Nigel's behind me at any point.
Right.
He's not here. I can't see him.
Sunday the 28th.
Yeah, I think we're back on Sunday. Sunday sort of late afternoon, early evening sort of time.
Yeah. We'll put a time out on the YouTube as always. We'll always put it out on social media like we always do. Instagram, if you're following us on there, or Twitter, then, well, X. But yeah, Merry Christmas. Yeah, have a good one. Have a lovely Christmas and New Year. Yeah, same to everybody else. That is it from us then. 55 likes we've put on this championship prediction. So if we can do that, it's a Christmas miracle. Fantastic. Have a great Christmas, everyone. We're back here at 8:30 for the match preview as Leicester take on Watford. We're going to be chatting with Do Not Scratch Your Eyes Watford podcast. I think that's referring to the Troy Deeney years ago in the 2013 goal at Vicarage Road, which I don't like talking about. So yeah, we're going to be chatting with them. Great bunch of lads, and great chat with you, Nigel. Steve's going to be watching from afar now, mate, with your predictions. But no, thanks everyone. Take care. Have a great Christmas. And we'll catch you soon.